I'm short. I gotta do this. Well, my name's Lynn Burke, and I appreciate y'all coming today. I'm one of those kind of people that needs 20 chances, not just 2. I went to prison twice. I'm a person previously incarcerated twice. And it's not even counting probably how many times I went to jail. That was about 20 years ago. And I want to say that North Carolina is my home. I was born in Buffalo, but I've been living here since 1986. And this is where I got in trouble. This is where I raised my 4 children. And I graduated from law school in 2010 here in North Carolina. I wish I could take credit for all that. You know, I was thinking about that this morning, like, what can I say? But, you know, North Carolina is my home. North Carolina is where I raised my children. North Carolina is where I made my mistakes. And North Carolina is where I'm trying to fix it. There's a lot of things here that need to be fixed, and I want to try to make this place a better place to live. I don't want to have to go somewhere else. I am licensed in D.C., I'm a licensed attorney in D.C., but I went in front of the board here of law examiners in January. I passed the bar here in North Carolina in 2011. I went in front of the board in January the 9th, and I was in there for 2 days. They drilled me for 2 days about my past. The things that I had to do that I thought at the time I was 18, 19 years old trying to raise my kids. And nobody's perfect. You know, we make dumb mistakes when we're young. Like I said, who's the same person they were 20, 30 years ago? I know I'm not, thank God. We've been into dumb stuff.
Yeah.
You don't think about the fact that it's going to impact you the rest of your life. You know, my birthday I was talking about back in February, I was like, God, I'm 50 years old. I'm saying that out loud. For the last 25 years, all I've been doing is trying to fix the mistake I made. You know, but when I got in front of the Board of Law Examiners for the 2-day drill that they put me through, trying to explain my past, and I wasn't trying to, justify it. I was just trying to tell them why things happened the way they did and how I'm not that same person anymore. That, because of my education and because of what I've been through, I know how to deal with my problems now. I know how to find answers. I know how to not make these kind of mistakes again. But I want to be able to help other people that make those dumb choices. But I guess the main part of this is that I still haven't heard anything back. It's been, 90 days now, and they still haven't decided whether or not they're going to give me my license or not. And that's okay, because I'm not trying to take this personally, because this is not just about me anymore. This is about all of us. This is about North Carolina forgiving people. This is about North Carolina giving people another chance and giving them hope when they get home from prison that they can still be somebody. Because a lot of mistakes that I made when I got home, believe it or not, prison doesn't change people. People change people. The reason that I changed is because 4 people, my children, love me so much that they forgave me and they love me no matter what. And as a mother, that's something that, we go through, which is different, I think, than men when they go to prison. Because when a woman goes to prison, who takes care of her children? It's different, I think, than when a man goes. Because then the woman's there and she's taking care of the kids. But when the mother goes to prison, who's watching the children? And, statistics show that children that have a parent incarcerated are 8 times more likely to go to prison themselves. So we're setting up a whole other generation for people to go to prison and make them license plate for $2 a day or $1 a day, 75 cents. I want to talk about something that I looked at this summer, and then I'm going to sit down. But this summer I was sitting there thinking I couldn't find a job. Even though I had a JD here in North Carolina, I couldn't find a job anywhere. And just like Dwayne was talking about, I had to start my own business. I started peddling flowers. I was doing all kinds of stuff. But when I graduated from law school and I was studying for the bar, I couldn't find a job anywhere, a part-time job or anything. Last summer I thought to myself, what should I be doing right about now? I was kind of waiting in between hearings and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to go visit some of these prisons in the South and talk to some of these women. And I want to talk to them about, what I've been through and try to give them some hope that they can still be somebody. Because when I got home, it's like all I could think about was, I can't really do anything with my life. But I can try to raise my 4 children so that they don't turn out like me. So I was doing some misdemeanor stuff. I was making sure that anything I ever did, I couldn't go back to prison for. I would check out BBC, like how much time can you give me? I can't go to prison for that. Because I really thought that my life was over. I never thought I could be anybody. When you're in prison, all they tell you is you'll be back. You can't do it. You'll be back. You can't go to school. You can't get an education. You can't go to college. You've been in prison. You got a felony. That's a lie. So I wanted to go around and tell everybody in the prison that I could, because nobody ever told me. And that maybe when I got out, my life would be different if somebody would have told that to me. Maybe it wouldn't be so hard with the bar right now if I would have known that. So I went around. I went to South Carolina. I went to Florida. I went to Alabama. I went to Louisiana. I went to Arkansas. I went to Georgia. I went to all these prisons, all these women's prisons. And I went in there, and the first thing I wanted to tell them was that they steal their children's mother. That even though you're in prison does not mean that you don't have responsibilities to your children while you're in here. It's your job as their mother to write letters and to make sure that they're okay. And you need to find out how they're doing, and you need to pray for the person that's taking care of them. Because they're just taking the place for you until you get back home. Because it does not mean that you don't have the responsibility anymore. And you know that all those women, every time I talked to them, all they did was sit there and cry. Every single one of them. And one time the audience was 500 women. 500 women, and that was the one that I went and saw in Georgia. When those women came walking in there to talk to me that day, the warden forgot that I was coming. So he put us in the gymnasium. It was me and Rose Bryant. Put us in the gymnasium. All these women started walking in. And as I was sitting there watching them, I couldn't believe how the majority of them were African Americans. And as they were coming in there and they were sitting down, I thought to myself, God, what are you trying to teach me today? They came in and they all started sitting there and all their faces started merging together. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, oh my God. And I started thinking about the statistics about that 2/3 of every female that's incarcerated has at least 2 children at the time that she's locked up. So then I started thinking about that prison holds 1,800 women. So that means 1,500 of those women have at least 2 kids. That's 3,000 children in the state of Georgia that don't have a mom. Where are they at? Who has them? Who's watching them? And then you got, they're 8 times more likely to go to prison themselves. Think about that. We have got to do something about our children. They didn't ask to be here. And when a mother goes to prison, it destroys the entire family. Because of a mistake that she made, usually because she was trying to support her family, or because she was abused, she has a substance abuse issue. They don't belong in prison. The majority of people in prison, 72%, are nonviolent offenders. And with the way our society is today, we shouldn't need prisons for that. We can do house arrest for everybody. You can look at somebody's cell phone and see where they at. Why is everybody locked up? They need to be home with their kids. They need to be taking care of their children. And we need to be providing substance abuse for them. So I just want to say that I appreciate y'all listening to what I have to say today. I'm looking forward to getting my license here in North Carolina, not for me, because I want everybody here to know that you can still be somebody regardless of what everybody else is.
Another round of applause for Lynn Burke.
Hello everyone, Mr. Gaddy, he told me at the last minute I want you to say something, so. But anything for Mr. Gaddy and the program of CSI has been a blessing to me. I just want to share that it is difficult. I've been out of prison since 2010 and it's difficult finding a job. The box, I don't like the box. The man was right, and CSI taught me, and let me know how people, they look at the box, and they won't even look at your, once they see the box, they just pretty much put your application to the side. And, okay, right now, I'm in a situation right now with the job that I'm waiting on the man to tell me if I can come and work just to pick trash up on the side of the highway. That's not something I want to do, but it's a job. He told me if I had, it didn't matter if I had a background or not. But, you know, he asked me not to check the box, but I checked the box anyway because I do believe in the Lord, and I do feel like if that's the job for me, then I'll get that. All I know and all I want to say is I believe in second chances. You know, I believe that people can change. You do have to like redirect your mind. You have to trust in the Lord. You have to let other people help you and guide you. You do have to get your education. You do have to leave street people alone. I'm 33 years old. I made a bad decision at 18. Got my first felony. I have 2. Dealing with money. And in 2010, I stole something and they charged me with felony larceny. So I have 2 felonies on my record. But even with the one in 2010, the one that was 14 years old or 12 years old, I couldn't even work in a post office. I couldn't be an airplane stewardess. And yes, I was told I couldn't drive a truck. Even though my criminal record was terrible. My driving record was good. But I still wasn't allowed to drive like a FedEx truck, a post, you know, a mail truck or anything because it had something to do with monies they said that was in the truck or however. But I'm just saying that I'm glad that I'm here. This is a big thing for me. Everybody dressed up, and I got on sneakers. I thought we were going to be outside. I was waiting for everybody to be out there and stuff. But I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm learning a lot. Trusting the process. You know, just receiving and taking in a lot of information, writing things down. You know, I want to give back too. And, you know, I'm down here now, but I know I'm going to be up here soon.